Eyup, hope you're well. So it happened. My Stardew Valley obsession has filtered into The Sims. I said in my last video that I wanted to make a log cabin of some sort, so that's what I've done. Only it's not just like a regular log cabin, it's a cabin inspired by my future wife, Leah. Which, if you didn't know, Leah is a character from Stardew Valley, and as you can tell, she's my favourite character. She lives in a log cabin in the forest on the outside of town, and I wanted to build a cabin anyway, so I thought, why not, build something that looks like similar or is inspired by her cabin in the game. I wanted to use items from Snowy Escape in this build, like I said before, so you'll see me using items from that pack, as well as some items from Outdoor Retreat, as I thought that would suit like the style of like a log cabin in the forest sort of thing. So yeah, it just uses items from Snowy Escape, Outdoor Retreat, and then the rest is just base game. This was actually my first time building an A-frame house in The Sims, or at least the first like successful one. I usually struggle because you have to build it in parts, like the roof's made up of different pieces, and I also wanted to include a skylight in the roof, and that was quite tricky as well, as I wasn't really sure how to do it, but I think I figured it out in the end. If you can read the name of the lot in the top left, you'll see that it's called Better Practice, and that's because I practiced it once and it didn't look right. It was just a bit, I don't know, it was too small inside, the roof was too tall, and the glass texture of the skylight and the window, that just looked a bit glitchy, so I started again and called it Better Practice. I also wanted to elevate it and use the stilt foundation. I thought it would add a bit more to it that way, and add a little bit more, I don't know, because when you look at like an A-frame build, it's just it's just a big triangle, isn't it? There's nothing like particularly special about it, at least in The Sims anyway, so I feel like you've got to add a lot of detail or a lot of extra things to make it look a bit more just nice on the eye, I suppose. And I had an idea of what kind of landscaping I wanted, and I thought with the stilt foundation that would work out better. I built it in Brindleton Bay, which is the world that came with cats and dogs. I did buy it, by the way. I said in one of my other videos that I was going to buy it whilst the Origin sale was on, and in doing so I think I realised that this might actually be my favourite world, especially this part of it where there's lots that are in this like forested area. The only thing with building it here and using that stilt foundation is that when I add it to the library or to the gallery, the screenshot is blocked by a tree. So that's great. But what can you do? I really wish though that they would let you take your own picture to put it on the gallery, or let you have a few screenshots to pick from. Because I think there's quite a lot of nice looking builds on the gallery, but then they're blocked by random angles, or weird angles should I say, and then random blockages of lampposts or trees. This house will fit 2 Sims, and there's quite a lot to do actually, probably more than in my houses where I can fit a full family. In Stardew Valley, Leah is a really creative person. She's an artist and a sculptor, so I thought I would incorporate that here and add the woodworking table as well as an easel. And she's quite an outdoorsy person as well, so I put a few activities outside, such as the campfire and a chess table and that horseshoe game that comes with Outdoor Retreat. In my mind, I imagine that the furniture is all made by another Sim. In Stardew Valley, there's a woman called Robin, and she builds and upgrades things for you. So if you want to build a barn for your animals, or a coop, or you want to upgrade your house, Robin is the one that does it. So I kind of imagine that in this build, another Sim, or even the Sim that lived here, made it, built it, and built the furniture. So most of it is made of wood and that. I'm pretty sure it could be used as a vacation lot as well if you wanted to move it to Granite Falls. I did actually move it there at one point with the intention of it being there, because there's a lot where there's water in front of it, and in the game Leah's cabin is in front of a river, But that particular lot in Granite Falls, the way that I had the house positioned, it was just not working. It would have made the front of this house actually the back of the house, if that makes sense. So on the gallery, it would have took a screenshot of the back of the house and had that as the front, and I didn't like that. So yeah, it just didn't look right. But I think it looks nice here, and it feels like it's meant to be here as a lived-in house. But as I said, if you wanted to, you could have it as a rental lot or a vacation lot as well. The interior is inspired by Leah's cabin as well. She doesn't have a kitchen in her house, it's just like a dining area. So I took as much inspiration from it as I could, add in the fireplace and like the bookshelf and the painting area as well as like the dining area, and add in like different paintings to the walls. She also has like a sculpture on show, so I made sure to display some woodworking sculptures. I wanted to play the lot as well to make the sculptures so that you can see them in the screenshots. I know you can just get them from the debug menu, but I wanted to do live screenshots this time and show the house being used by a sim instead of just screenshots. I just think it adds like a nice touch to the video. Maybe not one that I'll do all the time, I think it just depends on the build. But it was nice to see the house being used, and like the lighting at certain times in this world is so nice, so I just wanted to try out doing like video screenshots or live screenshots, whatever you want to call them. So that's why I just made the sculptures and the artwork through gameplay rather than just grabbing them out of the debug menu, because I was already planning on playing the house to playtest it anyway and get screenshots. So this is the first time I've used items from Snowy Escape to build with, and I really like them actually. I wish they made the cupboards that go with the counters, like the decorative ones that go like up top where the shelves are. They don't have matching ones that match the counters at the bottom, and I think they actually did that with another pack. I think it might have been Island Living, or was that the island counters, you know, the ones that you can sit at? Yeah, I think it was. I'm not sure which pack it was, but I'm sure they released a pack where they didn't have matching cabinets. So yeah, kind of wish they had brought matching cabinets out, but I do like the shelves. I really like the plants that come with this pack as well. I just wish they would add more. Just every pack, really, just bring out more plants. Like every single pack, just more. I have quite a lot of plants at home in like real life, and I just love adding them to every build. But I just want like more variety, really. The main living area of this build was a bit tricky to work out. I did a lot of rearranging off camera, but I wanted to divide the room and have it make sense for the Sims to use. But there were a couple of routing issues, so off camera I ended up rearranging a couple of things. And I knew I wanted to use a ladder to get to the second floor, but I didn't want it to take up any space, or any usable space at least, or cause any more like routing issues for the Sims. So I put it in the corner, which is, you know, it's more of a decorative corner than anything. And I was contemplating sectioning it off, but I don't think it looks too bad as it is. Like most of my builds, you'll have to use the Move Objects cheat when placing the lot if you decide to download it, otherwise things won't place properly, especially the landscaping. And speaking of landscaping, I didn't record half of it because it took me quite a while to figure out the placement of the trees and the like bushes and the flowers and that. And I knew that even if I sped it up, it would have been like a good 10 minutes of footage. So I decided to only record the landscaping at the front of the house. Well, that didn't work out. I don't know what happened or how it happened, but my footage ended up getting corrupted. I record my videos as MP4s, and I know that there are problems, or there can be problems when you record in MP4. It can corrupt the entire file if there's an issue or if there's an error, unlike FLV, which is like a safer option. But I couldn't be bothered to convert from FLV to MP4 every time I edit my videos, even though it only takes like less than a minute to do. And I've not had any issues so far, so I thought, oh, it'll be fine, it'll be right. Well, I was wrong, wasn't I? So luckily I recorded the entire build in like 3 sections, because I like took breaks in between recording. So the first 2 parts were the house, and then this third part was landscaping, and that was the part that was corrupted. So I only really needed to re-record the landscaping. But the thing was, it didn't show any sign of corruption until I started editing the video. So I tried to edit the video and then the software couldn't recognise the file. So I worked my way around that, started editing it, and then saw there were like visual glitches. I was going to leave it and just cut the footage down to about 30 seconds of landscaping, but it showed like a few like visual glitches that, I don't know, I just couldn't stand it, so I just re-recorded it. Only I did it in like a stop motion style just to show like what I did and how I placed it down. So yeah, here I'm building like a little plant area because she does have plants in her house. And then I wanted like a little reading corner. She does have like a bookshelf. And then I made that little, I can't remember what it's called. I guess it's like a footstool. Yeah, I made it look like a radish, or is it a radish? I'm not sure, but I thought it looked cute. And where she lives in the game, you do get like random like turnips and radishes growing near her house or in the forest where she lives. I do show some footage from the corrupted recording, but I think it should be alright. If there is any like glitches or weird things going on after I've rendered it, sorry about that. It should only take up a few seconds worth, but I will be recording in FLV from now on so I can avoid that little annoying problem in the future. So like I said, I did live screenshots this time, or showed the build being used by the sim, and I'll give you 2 guesses what sim I made to playtest it. Yeah, I made Leah. How could I not? I mean, this house was literally built for her, so of course I had to make her in the Sims. My partner came in the room as I was making her in Creator Sim actually, and was like, oh, for God's sake, you are obsessed. And I'm like, yeah, I am. If I want to be in love with pixels and get married to a cottagecore bisexual, I will. Near is the pond that I made that might be a bit glitchy because this is the footage that did get corrupted. I wasn't building this thing again, corrupted footage or not, like, you know, it took me quite a while. So sorry again if you do see anything weird, but from what I can tell, at least before I render it, there's nothing strange. So if you do see anything weird, just pretend that you didn't. But yeah, I absolutely love making ponds and using rocks like this. I didn't realise either that that water lily patch that comes with Snowy Escape, it has like a koi fish with it. It's like underneath it, obviously it's in the water. But yeah, when I was playtesting the build, I saw them, and I'm not joking, I nearly cried. I just love stuff like that. It's just so cute, and like that extra thought that goes into the pack. And yeah, I just love this pack. I just think the items are so nice, and the pack as a concept is just great. Yeah, I love it. And as well, the new pack, been watching some new videos, and I think it looks alright. But yeah, I just think that the pack style looks really good, and the cast items, that mullet, oh my god, and of course, you know, Bonehilda. I do think she looks a little bit strange though. I don't know if it's just me, or there's something about her eyes or her face. I don't know, it just looks a bit off. But it don't matter. It's still Bonehilda. We'll cope. But yeah, I just can't wait to play it. And I can't wait also to get back to Stardew Valley. And that's what I'm going to do with the rest of my day. So I'll end the voiceover now and I'll leave you with the screenshots. Let me know what you think of the build. And if you want to download it, just search The Sims Hutch on the gallery and subscribe if you want. And I'll see you later. Bye.